Humble greetings. This is a continuation from the previous version, which I was just speaking regarding the Bible and the Quran and what my understanding is with this verse, the verses and the chapters, and how I can relate it to what the truth is about when it comes to having a peaceful life, and where the violence that we are, or the anger and the evil that we sense every time develop from because of our misunderstanding and the way what we think of the book is not what we are actually thinking of the book. What we see of the book, or what we've been told of the book, is not how we are thinking of the book. We rather have devised our own means. As we normally say, we've developed our own translations, or what we feel is suitable. And that is the case normally if you read anything and you sort of mold it the way you think it can be translated to be able to sort of follow through and have it in your life. And that's what is happening. But that error has made us look two-faced instead of being a straightforward, honest, believers. We've become hypocrites in so many ways, and we look the other way. So I'm still on the topic about what I found about what the Quran is saying here regarding Trinitarian believers. And it says here in Surah 5:72, I'm now at 73, which says, "They do blaspheme who say God is one of three." God is one of three. The Trinity says God in three. Believing that God is the Father, the Son, of the Holy Spirit. Just as in Matthew 28, Matthew 28 verse 18 says that, "Go out there, preach the gospel in the name of the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit." It's like most Trinitarian believe that I was strongly more of a Trinitarian accepted gospel is what I took my line of faith, until now that I'm realizing that we've really believed it in the wrong way. I mean, if you say Father, Son, and the Holy Spirit is one, others are thinking that they are one means that they are actually one as a one person. I mean, group of people can be one. If you say the Roman Church is a one church, it is not two churches. But they have some 3 churches. They've got 4, 5, 10, so many thousands of churches. But it's a one institution. That's the same procedure or Trinity is supposed to be explained or understood by people. If you say Father, Son, and the Holy Spirit, they are separate individuals. They're separate people. And they are one. There's like understanding among them. It's like a man and a woman marriage. If a man marries a woman, they are one. But they are 2 people in that sense. But mostly people take it wrongly, and that is where they are mistakenly saying that the Son is God, the Father is God, and the Holy Spirit is God. So now anybody outside this world have a different understanding of it. They say, what are they talking? God is one. The Bible even tells us that God is one. So if you are a Christian and you go about using Trinitarian approach, misinterpreting the whole thing, and misinforming the audience again with your crooked understanding and saying that God is 3, then you are misquoting the Bible. You yourself, your faith is being ridiculed in so many senses. So why would you go about that? But that's what happens. Some people have not got the patience to look through it, have not got the patience to change when they see mistakes. They have their shyness and their awareness which creeps them up, which sort of always keep them locked up inside, and they are not ready to go through the shame and the courage and the boldness to sort of correct things when they see it right. I mean, you have nothing to lose. You are a seeker. Nobody knows God. No, nobody have seen God, and nobody have a clue of all this faith. So what is it there? I don't care what somebody might say, and I'm not protecting the faith. The faith is supposed to protect me. God is supposed to protect me, not me protecting God. So it's my duty to sort of expose anything that I don't get right. If I ended up not getting it right, I don't blame myself. Faith did not start from me. Faith has been there long before I was born. So, but anyway, people have their own thinking. So we know that Trinity, from my understanding, at the end of the day, should be explained for people to get that it is three people. But their oneness that they say does not mean that the Son is God. If the Son is the Father, then where is the Father then? Then what place does the Father stand? Then the Father has no place to stand. He has no place to sort of be defined as a Father. They are not the same in that sense that they say they are all one, and people got it all wrong. It means that the Son is obedient with the Father. I am not one with my Father, but we are a family. We are one family. But at the end of the day, my father is my father. My mother is my mother. I am who I am. But at the end of the day, I have to get a clue that my father is a different individual. He has his differences, different from me. I'm an individual with my difference. I have my differences from my father, even though he gave birth to me. The lines in my palm is not the same as my father's. My fingerprint is not like my father's fingerprint. There are things that we have that may be common and may be similar, may be the same, but not everything. So we are still individual people, but we have genetic link. That is what it is with the Holy Spirit thing, the Trinity thing, which people take it in a different gospel. But I don't blame them. Just the approach has made people have a different approach of it. So at the end of the day, it should be seen as individuals. The Son is a Son. The Son stands beneath the Father. The Father is actually what we should be referred as God, or the Father, the one God. So if you hear the Son praying to the Father and you keep telling people that he is actually God, then you are confusing the audience to think that, but how can a person be God and still praying to somebody? Who is he praying to? If he is God, why would he pray? God would not have to pray to anybody. God doesn't need to pray to anybody. God doesn't have to pray to anybody. Because if you look the story that the Bible presents of Jesus Christ, he was praying to the Father. And he said, Father, if it is possible to take this cup from me. He was praying to the Father several times. He prayed several times. He said that the authority has been given to me by the Father. That does not make him. Even the prophecies can be interpreted as people were just giving him all those titles. That's why he says, and he will be called the Son of God, and he will be called Emmanuel, and he will be made the King of Kings, the Prince of Peace. And because of that, people will order. He said that they will black. The people will be disobedience will go beyond. All that. All those titles are people, when they see the wonderful signs, begin to uplift him. They begin to see him as God. Just as they did to Moses, they did to Elijah, they did to all the prophets. When signs are being performed, even today it happens, pastors, whatever, if they end up being able to demonstrate something that people did not see through to see whatever it was, especially today's wonderful miracles that is not even as solid and as proper as is written of the book. Yes, still, the slightest thing they do, people jump up at them, people make them like gods. So it's the same way. Jesus was being praised with all those titles, and they have to prophesy this, like this being prophesied before the time, that this is what people will be treating him, this is what they will be saying to him. And the Father was okay with that, because the Father could see that his Son has not offended him. His Son, or that person, the messenger that he has sent to the people, did not actually personally offend him. It was people who were giving him all those titles. When the Pontius Pilate asked him, who are you? He says what? I am. He says, I am who I am, or something like that. He says, whatever they refer to me, he did not put himself in the category and say that he is God. He did not answer him straightforward. He personally did not really come out with anything to make him look like, he was. It's just that people begin to misinterpret whatever he says. When he opened his mouth to speak, it was seen in a different form. But even if he said he was God,